Have you ever noticed that most of the biggest improvements in life don't happen because we decide one day to become a better person? They happen because something goes wrong. We all want to improve our lives, but if we're honest, most of us don't change much when things are going well. Our default setting is to keep doing what we've always done. And it takes some kind of crisis or a setback, some kind of disruption to force us to look at things differently. Sometimes it's a significant health issue or a financial setback. Sometimes it's as simple as putting a hole in the wall. And hidden inside almost every one of those situations are two possibilities. The first is an opportunity, and the second is what I call the substitute fix. Several years ago, I was diagnosed with celiac disease. This is an autoimmune disorder that requires you to eliminate gluten completely from your diet. No wheat, no barley, no rye. And if you enjoy bread and pasta, donuts and pizza and beer, that's a pretty significant adjustment. Yeah, it was traumatizing. I had to learn to read ingredient labels and to rethink what I ate. I had to educate myself about nutrition and what was happening inside my body. But I became more interested in my overall health. I actually became excited about making healthier choices, and one change led to another. And today I am healthier, stronger, and more knowledgeable than I would have been if I had never received that diagnosis. So the diagnosis was a problem, but it was also an opportunity. So back to the hole in the wall. Now imagine you're moving some furniture and you accidentally punch a hole through the drywall. Now you have to repair it. But while you're fussing over the damage, you remember that you've been wanting to repaint that room anyways. And while you're at it, let's rearrange the furniture. Let's grab that cute new coffee table you've had your eye on and change the lighting. And before long, that annoying little accident has become the catalyst for creating your favorite room in the house. The problem became an opportunity. Not every problem is destined to become a blessing. Life isn't that simple. But what if we trained ourselves to look for opportunities whenever these difficulties appeared? How much growth could you experience if every setback became a chance to improve something? And of course, every situation has the spoiler. That's the substitute fix. So back to my celiac diagnosis. The truth is, there are now gluten-free versions of almost everything I enjoyed before. Cookies, cakes, donuts, you name it. And I could have switched from a glutinous diet to a gluten-free unhealthy diet. And that would have solved the immediate problem. But in choosing that fix, I would have missed the opportunity to turn myself into a healthier version. So back to the hole in the wall. Maybe instead of repairing it, you just slide a piece of furniture over it and hide it. Problem solved. At least for now. The trouble with substitute fixes is that they accumulate, and one hidden hole becomes several. One ignored issue leads to another and to another, and things deteriorate because we keep choosing the easiest path instead of the most beneficial one. So here's my invitation to you. The next time life presents you with a problem that requires a change, don't reach for the quickest solution. In fact, be suspicious of the substitute fix. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn? How can I grow? What improvement could come from this? Now, I understand, not every hardship is a blessing. Some things are simply painful and devastating. Maybe a terminal illness, or the death of somebody you love, or the end of an important relationship. Those aren't experiences anyone would choose, no matter what the benefits are. The hardest thing I ever went through was my divorce. I lost my first love and the mother of my children. And that heartbreak stayed with me for a long time. And if I'm being honest, I still wish it had never happened. I always will. But I can acknowledge that the experience changed me, it deepened me, and strengthened my character. Am I grateful for the pain? No. But I can appreciate the growth that came from it. Life is hard. That's simply part of the human experience. But within every hardship and every unwanted change, there is a choice. We can reach for the substitute fix, or we can look for the opportunity. And my hope is that when life presents you with that choice, you'll choose the path that leads upward. The one that, despite the difficulty, moves you upward. And if you've experienced a hardship that became an opportunity for growth, I'd love to hear about it. Maybe you can share your story in the comments, because you never know who might need the encouragement and the inspiration. I'm Dave Cleveland. I'm a life coach with LifePhilosophy.com, and my purpose here is to plant seeds of thoughts that can grow into life-changing realizations. Here's a video about one of the traps that we can fall into, even as our self-awareness grows. Check it out.